Welcome to Movie World Plus, the place where we talk movies. And yes, I'm back to talk movies, and I'm here to review Jurassic World Dominion. Now, before I get to my review, I think it's important for me to lay out the Jurassic Park films and my feelings on them so you know where I'm coming from. Jurassic Park, I saw when I was 13. Easily one of my favorite films of all time. It's absolutely in my top 10. It still holds up. It's a fantastically done movie. Spielberg's direction is just top notch. The cast, the tension, the humor. It's a beautiful film still to this day. Without a doubt, will always be the best Jurassic Park film there is. Lost World, Jurassic Park 3, didn't really like them. I just felt they were just retreads. It didn't have the same oomph. It just didn't really have the same need. It's just, more dinosaur chaos. Not the worst movies in the world, but I actually didn't even want to rewatch them again. I've seen them multiple times already, and I did not choose to watch them again prior to this. I did watch Jurassic World again, and Jurassic World is, to me, I think, the best sequel so far. The best sequel just because it's fun. I had a big debate over on Screen Junkies, fun or failure. I will always fight to the death on the fact that I think Jurassic World was a fun premise, a fun movie, fun new cast. I like Chris Pratt, and I thought some really cool dinosaur sequences, and just really great to finally see a park open, right? With the chaos of a full park and the dinosaurs wreaking havoc. That's what I thought Jurassic World brought that was different, was Jurassic Park, but the park's actually open with a lot of people, and they're getting bored of the dinosaurs, and chaos ensues. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I didn't like it. Now, I rewatched it recently with my kids. It's not awful. There's definitely some creative things that but the director did. It's just, I felt misguided. They got lost in the mansion. That just made no sense how they fit all those dinosaurs. I didn't like that the volcano just murdered all the dinosaurs either. Some frustrating creative choices, and overall, not my favorite. Not my favorite. It's hard. All those sequels sort of mash up. So then, going into Jurassic World Dominion, I gotta admit, I was excited. I've been very excited for this movie. It's one of the movies I've been looking forward to most. And I've been looking forward to it most because they were going to finally unite the franchises. They brought back the original trio, Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, mixed with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. And I was very excited for it. Now, did it fulfill what I hoped it would? The answer is kinda. I mean, look, I don't think this movie's crap. I see a lot of critics who already were calling this movie, the pile of dog poop, and I think they're being extremely harsh. Same critics that will gush over every Marvel movie. I mean, come on. Sure, the movie's dumb. I'm not going to deny that the movie's not a big dumb popcorn movie. It is. You could argue all of the sequels have been that, and this is no different. Is it so bad, though, that I'm going to give it a negative review? Hell no. I had fun. I did have fun with this movie. Was I disappointed at times where it could have gone? Yes. At the end of the day, it's not like, wow, yeah, that was cool and that was great. I had fun during the movie. I think a lot of people will have fun during the movie. It's a fun popcorn movie, without a doubt. It is so fun to see the original trio back. Chris Pratt does fine. I'm a Chris Pratt fan. Some people don't like him because politics they think they know about him. I don't get it. My problem with the movie is just it's a lot of movie, and I feel like it didn't deliver the premise that I really was hoping for, which was a world where the dinosaurs are free, on our end of things, where they sort of allude to, and they do show moments of it where it's like, yeah, what do you do in a world where the dinosaurs can come into your backyard, and how is that going to affect things? It's a really interesting premise that I wish we could have had some cooler sequences to. Honestly, there's a whole sequence in Malta, I think it is, that with like an underground Jurassic, black market. And then it turns into basically Fast and the Furious with dinosaurs, which is something I feel like I've said I wanted. And this is probably the movie that's going to give you that, the best you're going to see. That said, and now in seeing it, it's like a mixed bag because, yeah, I laughed a lot in this movie, but like laughed in the way of like a good action movie where you're like, that's ridiculous. Come on. That's ridiculous. But you do it with a smile on your face. So it's like, it feels like they're in on the joke almost, because there are some sequences that are just ridiculous. But I didn't find it I wasn't sitting there like, oh, come on, this is so stupid. I think you're either going to go into this movie with that attitude, which I saw some critics' reactions, I feel like they did, where they're just like, oh, when is this going to be over? This is so beneath me. Or you're going to go in and be like, oh my God, this is so stupid. I love it. And it definitely falls into that camp. Overall, the film has its moments. The premise of it is basically that, yes, Jurassic Park now is overrun. They've escaped. Jurassic World, rather. The dinosaurs are free. And what do we do with them? Do we try to murder them all? Do we try to put them somewhere? Do we try to, what do you do when you have dinosaurs roaming the earth? Well, of course, a rich person has tried to do the right thing. Where do you think that's going to go? I mean, we've seen it so many times. It's quite clear that something's going to go wrong again. And I kind of wish we didn't have to go into the long company again lying about what they're doing with the dinosaurs and what's going to happen. They removed this prologue scene, which looked awesome. And instead we get a weird opening, like a Twitter opening of just explaining the world we live in now. And then also explaining from Fallen Kingdom, in case you forgot, that she was the first, spoiler alert, she was the first sort of DNA created human. And she becomes a huge central part of this movie because after revealing that in Fallen Kingdom, it's like, well, yeah, duh, we can't just let that hang there and not address it. And I'll be honest, I didn't hate that part of the film. It's definitely, since they brought it up, they had to address it. And this actress is good. That wasn't my problem. The problem was yet another company doing wrong and going to the park and having to escape the park. It started to feel more like a Jurassic Park sequel than a clever new premise. And I never really felt like the sequences themselves were as good as they could have been, sadly. There are a few moments I liked. Overall, I didn't hate this film, but I know it sounds like I'm critiquing. I just got to say I didn't have as much fun that I wish I would have. I enjoyed it overall. I feel like it's like a boop, boop. I wish it was like, yes, it was so crazy. I loved it. I loved seeing the trio back. I really did love seeing them back. And I love some of the, there are definitely some scares, some nice, refreshing dinos. And there are some dino battles. I forget the name of this one, but there's a few showdowns with him and the T-Rex that a lot of people stand around and watch conveniently. But it didn't matter. That's what you wanted in one of these movies. You want good dinosaur fights. And I just wish they could have finally delivered what they teased in Jurassic Park 2. All the way back, I remember when I was a kid with Lost World, which Steven Spielberg made. There's a scene where the T-Rex goes loose in San Diego. Some people hate that. I really loved it as a kid. I was like, oh my God, the dinosaur's like walking around the street. This is nuts. And I wanted a little bit more of that. I wanted some more crazy chaos and scariness inside the real world and what happens when dinosaurs roam free. But the film goes off on a whole B story of locusts and, of course, man making the wrong decision again for the sake of power. And I just wish it didn't get bogged down in all that and we just got some more fun dino stuff instead of the mission that we end up getting. So, yeah, the more I sit on it, it's like, I don't know, maybe I need to sleep on it more and I'll like it less. I hope not. I'm going to own this one. It's a, if I'm going out of 10, it's like a 7, 6.5, 7. It's a passing grade. I'm going to say 7. It's a solid passing grade. It's not as good as I hoped. Lower those expectations going in. Turn off the brain. Try not to justify some of the stuff that's in this movie. But at the same time, have some fun with it. It definitely is a big cultivation of all the movies together. And I'll say the parts with Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, Sam Neill definitely work. And I'll say the parts with Chris Pratt and the kid really work. There are some new characters that are put in that are fine. But again, it's the OGs that really stand apart and make this film better. And I think definitely make it better than the last one. So in ranking these films, it's still Jurassic Park. It's still Jurassic World. And then maybe Dominion. And then maybe Lost World. Jurassic Park 3 is really frustrating. Oh, Tia Leone is so annoying, that movie. I'm torn between that and Fallen Kingdom. Probably Fallen Kingdom and then Jurassic Park 3. I don't really like that one very much. So overall, yeah, look, it's if you like the sequels, you will love this. And Everybody else, I think, just lower the expectations a bit. Get some big popcorn, go and enjoy yourself, and get ready for the Dominion. I was rooting for, and I still am rooting for Colin Trevorrow because I think he got screwed out of Star Wars. I do think he does the best job he can here, trying to bring everything together. I just wish he wouldn't have gotten so bogged down in the long play of just like the corporations and the greed and all that nuance. I just didn't need it again. I would have rather really focused on like, all right, what's the coolest thing we want to see with dinosaurs in the real world? And I'm not talking a B-roll montage. I'm talking sequence. Raptor going down this and on a train, running through the subway. Whatever those things are, I just wish we'd gotten more of that. And instead, the sequences that we got, I think, were just a little bit lacking. Overall, that's my biggest criticism of the film. That said, I still had fun with it. I'm curious what you guys thought. It actually opened up internationally, so some of you already have seen this film. It's opening up Friday here domestically. Are you excited for it? Are you glad I've lowered your expectations? Do you think I'm being fair, unfair? I want to hear all your thoughts down below in the comments. In the meanwhile, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts, smash that like button. Typically, I would have waited tomorrow to give you a little bit more energy on this review. It is 1 a.m, and I am definitely tired. I gave myself some time to think about it, but the embargo's quick. They don't give us any time with these embargoes, and I got a lot of stuff. I got some appointments I got to do. So apologies. I may talk about my feelings again later. I'll give you a post here, so make sure you hit that subscribe. Stay tuned. And I'm dying to hear what you guys think. I do think the critics overall are being a little harsh, so I'm not being as harsh as I could be. I'm allowing the film to be what it is, which is a fun, popcorn dinosaur movie, and that's what I wanted. Could have been a little bit better, but I'm still satisfied. I had a good time with the movies, and that's really all that matters these days. I will say, if you're going to see this or Top Gun Maverick, definitely see Top Gun Maverick. Sorry, Jurassic World Dominion. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks, as always, for watching. I'm going to try and get way more movie content going now that the trial's over. I appreciate you guys so much for waiting. Stay tuned for more here on Movie World Plus.